It's time for Rebel Sports on MyLocalRadio.com and 98.3 KADQ. Rebel Sports is brought to you by Rocky Mountain Power, Ready, Rich School District, Town of Randolph, Come On In, West Art Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, T7 Propane, Station on Main, Stacy's Repair, Ellingford Brothers, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, Bear Lake Realty, Independent Software Solutions, Jimmy John's, Dr. McKay Frankum, Crawford Trough, Woodruff Corner Store, Our Bakery, Mound Valley Cattle Company, and the town of Garden City.
Welcome to all of our listeners out there. It is championship day, and unless you're Panguitch, a very rare day in having both Rich's boys and girls in the championship. This is things that schools dream of. In fact, that was just one of the side notes of the boys game last night. The winner got to have the second of the schools be playing as, Rich and Tabby and the girls had already punched their ticket, so it was to see who else got to play that day in the community, and boy, do we know how that one ended up. We are going to start with the girls. We've just got a few minutes on the clock, and we'll jump right into our final interview with Coach Lundgren, and then the girls get to do something very cool. If you've never been down here to the state championship game, the teams get to go back in the tunnels and come out, and there's smoke and lights and music, and Rob, so many kids get to dream of doing it, and so few do. And the fact that both of our teams get to, I'm so excited for them.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many times you see it. It is still an amazing experience every time I've seen it.
Rob, what was that like for you? You had a son who got to do it. The last state championship we had, your son Joseph was on that team. What's it like seeing your own kid coming out and being part of that?
I still have chills. I can tell you exactly where I was sitting in the stands.
Core memory.
I can tell you too many plays from that one because I've rewatched that one several times over the years.
Well, we hope to do a double championship today, which would be just amazing. We'll jump to that in with Coach Lundgren, and then we're getting real close to game time. We'll be back after this.
Coach, we're back. Thanks for joining me for this coach's show. You know, the winner of Wendover and Whitehorse will play the winner of Wayne and Bryce Valley, and Wayne is led by a great player in AJ Van Dyke. You and I were talking about her last night, 5'11" sophomore who handles the ball, plays in the post, averages 17 points per game. Is that one of those matchups that it'll just be a fun challenge for our girls to play a girl like that who potentially could be one of the best players we see in the tournament?
Yeah, she's got an overall skill set. We'll probably match up with her by committee.
Yeah.
Depending on like fouls and foul trouble and things like that. We've got a number of girls that I think can match up with her pretty good, but she's a very talented basketball player. She can shoot it all. She stretches the floor. She's got great range. She's got great basketball IQ, and she's got some players around her that are very, very talented. There's a little guard. Her name's Blackburn. And then they've got some post players in there that do a really great job with the Torgerson, and the other one's come blank to me right now. I think she's an Olsen girl or
Gotcha.
Good. No, it's Jones.
Jones. Okay.
Good player.
Well, Coach, the script is interesting this year. As I say, playing Paiute that second night and then any combination of Wayne, Wendover, or Whitehorse in the semifinals, predicting / hoping that we make it through that championship game, most likely looking like Panguitch, who we lost to last year in a heartbreaker in overtime in the semifinals, or a Tabiona team for the fourth time this year. So either one of those carries a nice storyline, which I know coaches just love storylines, but for a viewer is very intriguing. That championship game, if we make it there, would be between one of those two teams.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think our girls are excited to get to state, and they've worked very hard this year. And like I said, they just want to play for each other and do what it takes for the team to win. And they've got great chemistry. They make that extra pass. They see each other on the floor. They rotate how they're supposed to on defense, and they make that extra rotation on the backside. And I'm excited for them to go down and be able to showcase some of their talents and, go and compete to the best of their ability. And I think we have as good a chance as anybody, and why not us? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Well, Coach, it's been super awesome being able to interview you each week. Good luck down at State. We'll be there cheering you on. And I just want to be publicly known how much I know you care about these girls, basketball aside, how you handled everything last weekend. It was nothing new that I've seen from you. I know that you care about these girls unconditionally, and you and I have talked about you taking State for years. I know there's nobody who would rather have a state championship than you. And that's actually a quote from Jerry Holmes during our interview. He said there's nobody in the state that deserves or wants a state championship more than Coach Lundgren. So I'm just going to echo that and wish you the best, Coach, and we'll see you down there.
Well, thank you, Bradley. Appreciate you covering our girls and everything you've done for us this year, and we appreciate that.
We know from experience that in rural America, people really care about three things: their faith, their money, and their high school sports, and not necessarily in that order.
It's a race. Mendez in some space down the left wing. Steps into a shot. Mendez scores! Red Devils on top, 2-0 on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard.
The 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Hello, North Carolina. Cheyenne's coming to visit.
The My Local Radio Sports Network covers high school sports in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming, American Legion Baseball and high school rodeo in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Advertising in the My Local Radio Sports Network is unique for two reasons. One, it's the best way to reach your local audience, and two, it's the most economical way to reach your regional and national audience. Join us today on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
That was Jasmine Ennis singing that beautiful song for our country, and we are getting ready to go here. Rob, let's just go through it. Episode 4, Rich versus Tabiona. Rich has won, and this is cool. So Tabiona heading to the tunnel. Macy Rhodes holding the picture of her little sister, Miley, who passed away 2 years ago in a four-wheeling accident, and we sure know how they feel, and they know how we feel. It's brought on some really positive conversations. In fact, just a shout out to the Rhodes family, such special people. I've gotten to know them through all this. Great people. But Rob, the lights are off,
and the glow sticks are out.
Emily bought 500 of them. So all those blue ones over there, I know right where those came from. Rob, I don't know if I can take another close game. In fact, last night my wife Lindsay left the gym during overtime. She couldn't take it anymore, so she went and listened to the game out in the car in the parking lot.
Well, there were multiple times last night when I said, we got this thing. And then, whoops, there's no way we're going to come back from this.
Oh, my gosh. Roller coaster.
Yep.
A free roller coaster. Just kidding, it came with a price. I'm glad there's visual evidence of why my life will be 5 years shorter than previously planned. So, but anyway, Rob, just give me a rundown. What are your keys to the game today?
Well, the hard part, Bradley, is it is the fourth matchup. And if you look back to the first game that we played against Tabby in Tabiona, that one was pretty much close wire to wire. The game at Rich got the lead and just hung on. And then the most recent one 2 weeks ago, the region championship game, Rich jumped out huge and had a big halftime lead. And then Macy Rhodes turned the switch during halftime, whatever they gave
Macy
her.
Rhodes again, yeah.
And because we'd held her to 2 or 4 points in the first half, and she came alive that second half. They cut it down to 3. I think was the closest they ever had, 3 in possession. But Rich was able to hold on for the win. I think this one's going to be a lot. As many times we say it, it's got to be the 3 ball from Rich, because when that goes down, it opens up a lot of other things. The give and go to Bray and
I think Bray's going to play a huge role today.
The other thing, unfortunately, it's going to be the whistle has a big impact, Bradley. If the whistle's tight and you put some players on the bench, Bray sat a lot of that fourth quarter last night, and we could have used her. And
the game kind of changed when she wasn't out there.
And then you have to decide as a coach what time do you put her back in, or he, depending on the game, and what do you do? So if somebody gets in some foul trouble, that changes the complexity in a hurry.
Yeah, I agree with you, Rob. And really it's going to come down to, and I'm just assuming here, how does Molly do defending Rhodes? And do we rotate that? Do we share the responsibility there? And on the flip side, how are they going to stop Bray underneath and her rebounding and her putbacks? It's been such a bread and butter for Rich this year. And so we're going to go to a quick break. We're just going through the starting lineup here. Well, the non-starter, so it'll be a minute. There's a bit of a show that happens here, which they deserve to have happen. I'm just going to quickly make note again, hats off to Tabiona. See the blue ribbons in the Tabiona Tigers' hair. I would have completely understood if they wanted to not do that today, and they still did it. So hats off to them. We'll be back after this. You're listening online at mylocalradio.com and listening at 98.3 KDQ FM.
Reach a dedicated hometown, regional, and worldwide audience. Dive into the action with My Local Rodeo. Our high school rodeo broadcasts are the heart of the community, drawing families and fans who love to support local businesses. From prime advertising spots to exclusive sponsorships, your businesses can shine in the spotlight. Don't miss out. Contact us today and saddle up for an unbeatable advertising opportunity. My Local Rodeo, where your business becomes part of the excitement.
Rob, we were just talking about let's go through the non-starters for the Rebels. We haven't been able to say their names this year, so we're about to announce those. So, Rob, you take it away.
Well, it is a little dark in here, Bradley, but I'm going to do my best.
Go off the PA.
So, Kira Jolly, senior.
We'll say her name a lot today.
Jalen Lutz, sophomore. Lyda Taylor, sophomore as well. Dottie Morse, and she will see the floor tonight for sure. Lacey McKinnon, there's your sophomore class, Bradley.
Gotta love that sophomore class,
and a junior, Brooke Crompton. Next year you have just her and Paige that'll be seniors. And you have Corey Stacy, that's
freshman manager,
but she plays on the freshman team as well. Got Coach Brittany Pugmire and Mr. Physical Therapist Cam Jarman.
I think he's been a huge asset on the
Coach
bench this
Calder
year.
and Coach Cody Lundgren and Principal Jesse Calder. First time he's been in this position to be on a floor in this experience for a basketball game.
It must be reflective of our principal to have both teams in the championship, right? It all starts at the top.
There you go.
No, Rob, I would consider Cody Lundgren one of my best friends. He's actually been like a second dad to me growing up. He was my football coach. He started teaching in the district when I was in 8th grade, so he was a teacher and a coach for me all throughout my career, 8th grade on, and I worked for him most summers. We talk nearly every day during the basketball season and lifted weights with him many times. Anyway, just a great friend. I'll just tell you what, I guarantee there's no one in this gym who wants this more than he does. Players, coaches, everything. He wants this so bad, and I want it so bad for him. So for Tabiona, do you have Tabiona's
number 2, Talia Allred. And
this is
from
number
the
3
side,
right here. Number 3 for Tabiona. Who's that right here?
Okay. Good question.
Sorry, I should have had that up.
Those numbers are hard to see.
Yeah, so for Rich, it's going to be Molly Weston, Bray Pugmire, Cass Argyle, Paige Smith, Brinley Hatch. With, like you said, off the bench, we're going to see Kira Jolly, Lacey McKinnon, and Dottie Morse.
Number 3 is Michaela Sanders.
Yep, so for Tabiona, you're going to have Sanders, Rhodes, Gines, and the 2 Pippies, I imagine, are the starters. I ran into the Pippi family at the bowling alley today. The grandma, she had all 3 Pippies on her sweater, and I said, I bet you're a pretty proud grandma today, and she was. Anyway, this is a young Tabiona team, too. This is going to be a battle we're going to see for the years to come. So we are just finishing up starting lineup here.
It'll be interesting, Bradley, to see how deep the coaches go in a game like this with the nerves. Some coaches tighten up the roster a little bit and don't use the substitutions as much. Other coaches, you saw last night that Coach Cornea for the boys, you saw
had to
Aiden
be very
Weston
creative.
And got a little bit creative.
How awesome was Aiden for those the 30 seconds he was in? He was fearless. I talked to his parents about that today. I was so impressed with him. They're saying, we wish we would have made that shot. I said, you know what? The fact that he just drove right at Rhodes with, little experience he had in varsity, it was awesome. But the lights are back on. We are ready to roll here.
They've learned to clear the smoke a little quicker than they have in the past, Bradley.
There must be a system in place.
Must have installed some good vent system.
And Rob, you gotta love the Lundgren-Fabrizio rivalry. Good friends off the court, but boy, do they like to compete with each other. And the tip is up, and Tabiona will get the tip into the hands of Pippi. She passes to Rhodes up top. Rhodes dribbles to her left. And then Pippi gets it to Cadence Pippi. Cadence Pippi goes to the rim, off the side of the backboard. Pugmire gets the rebound and finds a streaking Argyle up ahead. Argyle's going to kick it back out to Weston. Weston skips it over to Smith, back up top to Weston. And I just want to acknowledge that you're here, Rob. We haven't had you all week, and I'm so glad that you made the 9-hour trek from Blackfoot to make it here.
Wasn't quite that much, but
9 sounds good. Pugmire has it underneath. She kicks back out to Weston. Weston pump fakes, looks to take Rhodes. 5 seconds on the shot clock. She gets it in to Pugmire. Pugmire puts it up. No good. And Pippi's going to get the rebound there, heading the other way. She hands off to Rhodes. Rhodes being guarded by Weston. She'll kick it back out to Gines. Gines for 3, just rims out. Weston and Rhodes fight for the rebound, and Rhodes comes up with it. So that's the first score of the game for Tabiona, and it comes from their star, Macy Rhodes. Smith on the other end passes to Argyle. Argyle inside to Hatch. Hatch to Weston. Weston drives into the hole. It's knocked away, but into the hands of Pugmire, but stolen away up ahead. Cadence Pippi going all the way. She's going to be fouled by Weston. Cadence Pippi's going to go to the line to shoot 2. So, Rob, if I'm Tabiona, if I'm a Tabiona fan, the one thing I'd want to have happen is to have a ton of momentum right in the beginning. That's going to be their best shot to beat Rich. So if you're Rich, you got to prevent that. And Tabiona off to a good start as Cadence Pippi's first is no good. So still 2-0 in favor of Tabiona.
Now, good defense by Molly, but she kind of gave her a little bit of a hip check, and I think that's where the whistle came.
The second foul shot is good for Pippi. Tabiona jumps into a full court press. Pugmire has it. They break it. They get it to Argyle. Argyle thinks about it. Hatch now has it at the baseline. She's roughed up a little bit, and that's going to be a foul on Joy Gines.
First one on Tabiona, and obviously her first foul of the ball. Well, first foul on the Tigers.
This gym's loud. Both crowds have shown up as we knew they would. Pugmire inbounds to Weston. Weston has it up top. She passes to Argyle. Argyle dribbling to her left, passes to Smith up top. Smith drives in, puts up a floater, no good, gets her own rebound, kicks it back out to Argyle. Argyle thinks about the 3, and yep, she travels.
Once again, Paige Smith, an offensive rebound machine.
Right. Gines inbounds to Rhodes. Rhodes will give it back to Gines. Gines dribbling to her right, being defended by Smith. She gets it to Rhodes up top. Rhodes dribbles in, gets it to Pippi. Pippi had a good drive, but a missed basket. Rebound by Sanders. She puts it back up. That is blocked and rebounded by Pugmire. She almost stumbles and dribbles it off of Pippi, and they're going to say it ended up off of Pugmire. So just barely nicked Pugmire as it went out of bounds. So Gines looking to inbound. She gets it to Rhodes, being guarded closely by Weston. Weston with 1 foul already. She gets a screen set for her, goes up, no good. And a fight for the rebound, and that's going to be Rebel ball. So good defense there by the Rebels on the last 2 possessions.
Time to get the offense to go. Bradley, 2.5 minutes into the game and no points on the board.
So Tabiona in their full court press. Weston gets it ahead quickly to Hatch. Hatch gives it right back to Weston, who's just cross half court. She skips it to Smith on the right wing. Rebels still looking for their first points. Pugmire has it at the foul line. They collapse down on her, and she gets fouled.
I think they're going to give that one to Michaela Sanders.
So the Rebels will have the ball underneath with Paige heading to the baseline to inbound. Smith looking. She gets it over to Argyle, who had a great game from the field yesterday. She passes to Hatch. Hatch to Weston up top. Weston thinks about the 3, passes it back over to Argyle. Argyle tries to get inside to Smith. She does. Smith with a great pass to Hatch, but Hatch dribbles it off her foot into the hands of Pippi. Pippi going the other way. She picks up a dribble, tries to get it over to the other Pippi, and that is tipped out of bounds by Argyle. So still Tabiona ball with the inbound.
Yeah, quick hands by Cass.
5 minutes to go in the first. 3-0, very low-scoring game. We've seen a lot of low-scoring first quarters for the Rebels this season, but they usually pick it up. Hopefully they'll do so here quickly. Oh, miscommunication between the Tigers as the inbound goes over the head in backcourt. They are able to get it back. Pippi passes over to Rhodes. Rhodes dribbles to her left, going to the inside with contact. No good. Rebounded by Smith, but tipped away. And that should be Rebel basketball, and it is on the jump.
On the possession rail. Bradley, what would you say the young men basketball team's pregame routine would be? Sitting in the student section, cheering for the girls.
As they should, as they should. Ball is inbound to Weston. There are numbers as they tried to jump the pass. Weston gets it to Hatch, back to Weston. Weston's looking to the inside. They're in a 2-3 zone right now, Tabiona is. Skip pass over to Argyle, back to Weston. Weston's going to take a 3. Good! That was a deep one. That was behind the
college 3.
College 3 line.
Those lines. Oh, Kira Jolly going to check in the game for Cass Argyle, senior for senior. That is one of the things about playing the Sevier Valley Center, Bradley, and you know it. you got 3 lines out there.
You're always going to shoot from the furthest back one.
Yep.
So big 3 for Weston. 3-3 now. On the other end, Rhodes hands to Pippi. Pippi drives to the elbow, kicks it out to Gines. Gines hands to Pippi up top. Pippi back to Gines. 15 on the shot clock. Rhodes now with the ball. She gets a screen from Gines. Hands to Pippi. Gines has an open 3. Look. Good. And she is a good shooter. She kind of has a runner step to it when she has that 3-pointer, and she buries that one. Oh, Weston with the pass to Pugmire, and it gets stolen away. So the full court press proving effective for Tabiona right now. Weston's got to be careful not to pick up her second foul on Pippi. Pippi gets it away. Rhodes now with it. She gets a lane to drive and fouled by Pugmire.
Yep, got her with the body. Going to send
Rhodes to the line.
Back to the free throw line.
And Isabella Gines is going to come check in here for the Tigers. Macy Rhodes heading to the line to shoot 2. Her first is up and good. 7-3 now, 3:26 to go in the first. So Pippi comes out. I believe that was Chloe Pippi that just came out, number 13, into the game.
Peyton Pippi,
excuse me. Rhodes' second is no good, rebounded by Smith. Smith, good ball control there, did not have it stolen away from behind. Weston gets it across half court, being guarded by Gines. She passes over to Smith. Smith passes to Weston. Up top, Weston to Jolly. Jolly gets it into Pugmire. Pugmire, good look to Smith, and Smith finishes at the rim. Good high-low there. Great cut from Page from the wing to the block. Giants has it on the other end, crosses half court, passes to Rhodes. Rhodes taking Molly to the rim. Molly had to back off to not pick up a foul, and it is no good for Rhodes. Pugmire with a good strong rebound. She gets it ahead to Jolly. Jolly, great pass to Hatch, and Hatch with a nice finish at the rim. That was nice.
That was nice. Yep,
Pretty.
that was perfect timing. A half a second later, and that wouldn't have happened.
Rhodes dribbles to her right. She's going to hand to Gines. That's Isabella Gines. She goes all the way and kicks it out to Gines for 3. No good, and they're going to have a foul on a Jolly. So Joy Gines is going to go to the line to shoot 3. Dang it.
And this will be the third trip to the free throw line for the Tigers. The Rebels yet to shoot a free throw, Bradley.
And I wish we could say, well, this roughing's bad, but yeah, every foul's been a foul so far, so Rebels need to clean that up a little bit.
Kira closed out hard on her, but you've got to be careful not to make contact.
Gines' first is up and good.
She's already got 1 3-pointer in the game, Bradley. Let's see if she can get one the hard way.
Her second is up and no good. Did you love yesterday when you were able to do
I did,
the
and
curse from far away?
I want you to know that I did curse that second free throw for Rhodes, and there were prayers offered on many occasions last night.
Right, same here. Gines' third is up and good, so 2 of 3 in that trip. Into the game is all red for Tabiona. Out comes Joy Gines.
Lacey McKinnon in for the Rebels. I'm not sure if we mentioned that one, Bradley.
I guess she came in for
Brindley.
Hatch. Okay.
Yep.
Ball inbounded to Smith. Smith passed it over to Weston. Weston skips it ahead to Jolly. Jolly back to Weston. Weston dribbling to her left. She gets it inside to Pugmire. Pugmire kicks it out to McKinnon. McKinnon out to Weston. Weston for another deep 3. Good! Molly 2 for 2 from beyond.
And the Rebels' first lead of the ball game, Bradley.
10-9 now with 1:50 to go here in the first. Rhodes being guarded by Jolly. She hands to Gines. And then to Pippi up top. Pippi drives all the way to the basket. No good. Great defense from Pugmire. And Jolly with a great rebound. She is fouled by Rhodes.
That'll be her first.
And she's one to track on her fouls.
13 foul on the Tigers and 3 for the Rebels.
And I'm just going to be really transparent. I've become a big fan of Macy Rhodes, just the way that she plays. I don't want to see her foul out, but it would be to the Rebels' benefit as she is a good player. McKinnon gets it up top after the breaking of the press. Smith has it up top, gets it to Jolly. Jolly looks to drive, but kicks it back out to Weston on the left wing. Weston over to Jolly. Jolly gets it inside to Pugmire. Pugmire goes to the hole. It's tipped away by Pippi into the hands of Allred.
I think every time
Allred tries to get it ahead to Giants, but that's stolen by Smith.
First turnover on the Tigers, Bradley, but I think every time Bray's had the ball underneath, she's been double-teamed.
Yep. Rhodes knows what that's like. We had to do that to him last night. It's just a mark of respect, really. McKinnon looking to the inside. Jolly, yes, nice feed into Pugmire, and Pugmire not able to finish. Great pass from Kira. 54 seconds to go here in the first. Rebels still up 10-9. Rhodes has it up top, getting a double screen. She's going to go to the left. Goes all the way to the basket and not able to finish. Rebounded by Weston. Weston passes it ahead to McKinnon. McKinnon to Jolly. Jolly finds Pugmire again. Pugmire finds an open page on the baseline. No good. Rebounded by
Sanders.
She hands to Rhodes. Rhodes across half court with 23 on the game clock. No shot clock. Now I'm going to let everyone know. I got lots of texts yesterday, but I kept looking at my phone for the purpose of getting Rob's text, so I have my phone down. No looking at my phone today. Long three, no good. Rebounded by Pugmire. We got 5 on the clock. She tries to get ahead to Jolly. No good. And gosh, Jolly's going to pick up her second with 1 second on the clock. Dang it.
And here comes Cass Argyle in the ball game for Kira. And with only 1.3 on the clock, Bradley, can you do anything besides heave one from three-quarter court?
Yeah, we'll probably end the quarter 10-9. Well, the only thing you don't want to do is get a dumb foul here. And so Rhodes gets it and gets it there. She gets it to the rim. It almost catches iron, but no good. That's it. We knew this would be a close one, and it is 10-9 now in favor of the Rebels. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, start of the second quarter. You're listening online at mylocalradio.com, listening in at 98.3 KDQ FM.
We know from experience that in rural America, people really care about 3 things: their faith, their money, and their high school sports, and not necessarily in that order.
It's a race. Mendez in some space down the left wing. Steps into a shot. Mendez scores! Red Devils on top, 2-0 on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard.
The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Hello, North Carolina. Cheyenne's coming to visit.
The My Local Radio Sports Network covers high school sports in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming, American Legion Baseball and high school rodeo, and Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Advertising in the My Local Radio Sports Network is unique for 2 reasons. 1, it's the best way to reach your local audience, and 2, it's the most economical way to reach your regional and national audience. Join us today on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
We are back here. Rob, what do you have for us stat-wise from that first quarter?
Well, if I told you the Rebels shot 50% from the field, Bradley, you'd say they have a big lead, but they only shot 8 shots, 2 of 6 from inside the arc and 2 of 2 Molly perfect from behind the arc. Tabiona only shoots 17%, but they got 4 out of 7 free throws.
Tabiona gets to start with the ball. Pippi passes it to Rhodes, and they're going to have
a jump ball, and that'll go to the Rebels.
So it was a bad pass to Rhodes. She had to go to her toes for it, and Weston did a good job at jumping right on it and causing the jump ball.
Joy Giants into the ball game for Cadence Pippi.
Again, Rob, this will be a battle. All 3 Pippi girls that play, they're all underclassmen, as are at least one of the Giants girls. So this may be a rematch for years to come. And Rob, we talked about it. This is the 4th consecutive trip to the championship for the Lady Tigers. Kind of a Buffalo Bills thing going on for them right now. But they have won some of those, I guess.
I'd have to go look it up.
I think they won at least one of those times. Pugmire on the other end has a nice jumper that falls, so Rebels now up 3, 12-9. The Rebels just need a nice run here to extend this lead. Giants on the left wing. She already has at least 6 points, a 3 and 3.
She missed the one free
throw.
throw.
Oh, that's right. So she's at 5 points. Rhodes tries to squeeze, muscle one in off the front iron and rebounded by Pugmire. Going the other way. She's going to give it up to Smith up top. 6:49 to go in the first half. McKinnon now with the ball. She passes back over to Smith. Smith inside to Pugmire. Pugmire working down Sanders. She goes up, no good. Smith fighting for a rebound is always on. She was on the line. I've just loved her effort all year on those offensive boards.
So far in the rebounds, Bradley Rich was up 10-5 until that one, so 10-6 now on the rebound totals.
Rhodes crosses half court. Rebels remain in a man defense. Allred has a lane to the hoop, and she offensive foul, and I like that call because the Rebels were there with their arms up, and she powered through there, and I like that call.
Only the second turnover on the Tigers, Bradley. They've taken very good care of the ball, and their press has caused the Rebels already 7 in the ball game.
Rob, who took that charge for the Lady Rebels? Could you tell?
I'll give it to Bray.
Yeah, that was a great play there. Weston over to Argyle, back to Weston. Weston's got 2 threes so far here in the ball game. Argyle enters it into Pugmire. Pugmire kicks it out to McKinnon. McKinnon drives baseline, and she is fouled by Gines. Rob, you always know it's a pretty good call, even if Tabby's crowd isn't arguing it. That's kind of an indicator, right?
Hard to tell if that charge was taken by Page or Bray.
They both went down?
Yeah.
Page to inbound. She just gets it up to Pugmire. Defended well by Sanders. She tips it away and steals it. Gives it up to Gines. Crosses half court. 12-9 still with 5:48 to go in the half. Rhodes gets it over to Gines. She almost travels but is able to get it up to Allred. Allred hands to Rhodes. Rhodes dribbles to her left and hands to Gines. They're doing a bit of a weave here. Allred now with the ball. Rhodes now being guarded by McKinnon.
10 seconds on the shot clock.
Gines drives into the paint, gives it to Sanders, tipped away by Pugmire into the hands of Smith. Rebels defense has really turned on, Rob, in the last few minutes. Argyle with a great feed in to Pugmire, and she finishes. Boy, she's fun to watch.
And the foul will go to Michaela Sanders, and she's been playing Brave very, very well. But that's her second foul, Bradley. So she's going to sit on the bench. Cadence Pippi.
Because that's been their answer for Pugmire.
Yep, she's played her very well on the defensive side of the ball.
So 14-9 now with Pugmire going to the line to shoot one. Brindley Hatch in for Cass Argyle. Rob, do you remember the game last year against Cokeville where Bray kind of had her coming out party? It was then that we knew that we had something special here, and she hits her foul shot. I told
5 points in the quarter for Bray.
I told her mom, I'm excited for this Stockton and Malone thing we got going on with her and Molly for years to come.
I've referenced that a few times.
Yes, you have. I'm sure that's where it came from in my mind. Gines on the other end dribbles into the key, kicks it out to Pippi. Pippi gets it inside to Rhodes. Rhodes turns and fires and finishes. Nice finish at the rim for Rhodes as she turns and fires, I believe with her left hand even.
Yeah, it was a left-hand shot. That was pretty.
Pugmire now has it up top. She finds an open Hatch underneath. Hatch kicks it out to Smith. Smith for 3. Oh, almost banks in. Rebounded by Rhodes, heading the other way. Rhodes gets across half court. She goes up. That is blocked by Smith. Could have been some contact there. Yep. They don't call it.
I'm surprised there's no whistle.
Get it ahead to Weston. Weston to Smith. Back to Weston. Weston's going to drive to the hole. Nice pass to Pugmire. What were we just talking about?
Yep, there you go. Stockton and Malone right there.
The Mel gets delivered on Saturdays, huh?
That's right.
17-11 now with 4:12 to go in the first half. Rhodes passes over to Gines.
Matches the biggest lead for the Rebels.
If you're Tabby, a 3 would be nice right now to kind of cut this lead almost in half. It would cut it in half as we're up 7, and there it is for Gines. No good. Rebounded by Weston, almost into the hands of Rhodes. Weston gets it ahead to Smith. Smith goes for the rebound, and that is blocked. The only thing I don't understand, though, they're giving that to Tabby. I'm okay with it not being a foul call based off of what we've been given, but it was a block out of bounds. I like how Lundgren's not going at the refs. You've got to kind of use those get-out-of-jail-free cards sparingly if you need them later, but on the other end, Pippi has it, goes through her hands, she regains her dribble, Passes over to Rhodes. Rhodes dribbles inside, hands to Pippi. Pippi puts it up, no good. Great box up from Pugmire. Who are they going to call this on? No.
I just rewatched the replay on that play with Paige Smith, and she gets the ball blocked right over her head out of bounds. I don't know how that was given to Tabiona.
So I just cannot believe they just called that foul on Pugmire. She had a great box up. They're going to get her for the foul. And that's Bray's second. So if I'm Lundgren, if we can survive without Bray in the game for the rest of the half, that's what I would do. You got to have her for the second half. 3:15 to go in the first half. Rebels up 6, 17-11. We'll see how the Rebels fare underneath without Pugmire. This is the time where Lacey McKinnon can really make an impact. Yep, and they just got Molly for her second.
I think you get this and get in the cast. Nope, they gave it to Molly, so that's her second. And Coach Lundgren is looking at his assistants, but he's already got.
It's hard to put Kira in because she's got
already
two.
Has two. Yep.
2:56 to go here. Tabiona having things going their way as Giants goes for three. Good. Big turn of events here. And we need to get Molly out of there so she can't pick up a third this half. Smith's pass tipped away into the hands of Allred. Allred just goes right to the hoop, and they're going to call a foul on Hatch for the hip check.
And I believe that's Brinley's first. Yep, and that is going to send Talia Allred to the free throw line. Coach Lundgren with a timeout.
So we'll go to a quick break. Rebels up 3, 17-14 with 2:32 to go in the first half. We'll be back after this.
Listening to the music that you love brings you joy. MyLocalRadio.com brings you that music. Whether you like listening to country's biggest stars, classic pop hits, classic rock, and rock hits, or country's young guns and legendary southern rock, MyLocalRadio.com puts your favorite music at your fingertips. Download the app to your mobile device or log onto the website to bring more joy into your life with your favorite music. MyLocalRadio.com.
We are back. Rebels up. Man, I've had our score flipped the whole time. Sorry. Rebels up 17-14. It's because this is flipped, but
yep, that'll do it.
Anyway, the Rebels up 17-14 with 2.5 to go in the first half. And the Lady Rebels are on the verge of foul trouble with Pugmire, Weston, and Jolly all with 2. Do we have anyone else with 2? I think that's it.
I haven't been keeping track of that, Bradley, because I got a big screen above me.
Yeah, that's true. Yep, so that should be it. Everyone else with 1 or none. But Allred's going to go to line to shoot 2 after that foul on Hatch, excuse me. Allred's first is up. Good. They're a pretty good foul shooting team.
Yeah, you can tell that they spent some time in the gym on that one, Bradley.
It's because they're able to give access to a lot of the community to the gym, so they're able to get in there quite a bit. 17-16 now. Rebels up just 1. We'll see how we can do with this press that has caused so many issues. 8 turnovers so far, Rob?
9 now.
9. Jolly able to get it across half court. She hands to Argyle. Argyle dribbles to her left and hands to Jolly. 2:19 on the clock. Smith with it on the right wing. She passes to Jolly, back to Argyle. Argyle gets it inside to Hatch, tipped away, luckily into the hands of Smith. Jolly gets it outside to Smith. And they're going to get a travel on Smith.
That makes number 10, Bradley Tabiona, with 3 in the game.
So that's a big storyline right now. Amazing we're up 1 with so many more turnovers. So when Rhodes doesn't bring the ball up, they're definitely lining her up to get it on the fly. They give it to her. Now she's against Jolly, and Rhodes goes up and in.
Snuck on her right over the rim.
McKinnon gets it into Argyle. Argyle back to Smith, then ahead to McKinnon. McKinnon tries to get it to Jolly. Rhodes is there to steal it. Pippi has it. She just throws one up off the backboard. McKinnon gets the rebound. They are not calling anything against Tabiona right now. Smith with the ball being guarded. Get it across, hurry. And I believe we have a 10-second call, yep. You can't really argue it with the shot clock anymore.
No, and I think Coach Lundgren thought that pass was going to get there.
Well, our problem was we got it right to half court. All we needed to do was take one dribble forward. Allred inbounds it to Rhodes. Rhodes has it up top. She's going to take a long three, no good. She gets her own rebound, and they're going to say she was fouled on the rebound.
Her third rebound of the ball game, Bradley, and that one's going to be on the baseline.
First foul for Cass Argyle, fourth foul for the Rebels, down one with 1:06 to go in the half. Ball is inbound to Rhodes. She's turning, had a lane, but gets no good there. Rebound by Smith. Smith gets ahead to Hatch. Hatch hands to McKinnon. We need McKinnon to really be effective here. She can be. Smith to Jolly. Jolly looking to the inside, passes to McKinnon. McKinnon drives, dishes to Smith. 15 on the shot clock. She passes to Jolly. Our offense is just looking stagnant.
Well, you don't have Molly or Bray in the game, Bradley. That's probably why.
Argyle turns, hands to Hatch. Hatch is going to take a long three. No good.
And who's going to get the offensive rebound? Oh.
So Smith and Rhodes fighting for the rebound. That goes off Smith's fingertips. So Tabiona's probably going to get the last shot here. 19 seconds on the clock. Giants has it as she crosses half court. She gets it over to Rhodes, being guarded by Jolly, who has 2 fouls. She hands to Pippi. Pippi loses it, but Giants gets it and just throws one up, and it banks in. And that'll be it for the first half. So Tabiona goes on a run to end the half, as Weston and Pugmire just have to sit on the bench and watch. So Tabiona goes to half with a 4-point lead on the Rebels. And we're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we'll have our standout student interview along with our first half highlights.
The town of Garden City is home to beautiful Bear Lake, where families play together. We welcome you to Garden City and invite you to visit bearlake.org for places to explore and information on upcoming events year-round. The town of Garden City welcomes you as we cheer on the Rich Rebels.
Rich County, Utah is a place where your neighbors are also your friends. A community where traditions matter and every person is important. These community values translate into an excellent school system filled with caring individuals who are committed to each student and their success in the classroom, on the field, and in life. In partnership with the entire community, Rich School District empowers learners to attain excellence through citizenship, wellness, collaborative teamwork, and academic excellence.
State tournament coming up. This is the second one that you've played in. And we have a great opportunity to be state champions or just have a great tournament, you know, with going in number one. And how are you feeling about state? What's your excitement level right now?
I'm super excited. I think that we're ready for it and that we're ready to work for it instead of just saying that we're number one, it's going to happen. I think that we're ready to work for it and that we want it and we're excited.
Last weekend, Molly, we went to region and you guys were region champions, but you guys had to play through a lot of emotions, obviously. You literally got on the bus to go play at region just a few hours after receiving that terrible news that we got. And so that whole weekend had a whole other element to it. Do you feel like come state that the emotions will be, obviously we continue to mourn for Daniel, with already have played after this has happened, do you feel like you guys are going to be able to honor him, but it be not as emotionally charged in terms of the shock of what happened, but more so now it's honoring him and playing the way that you're used to playing?
Yeah, I think the first day of region was really hard, and you could tell by the way we played, but then the second day got easier, and we wanted to play for him and win for him. And I think that this week with state that we really want to do that for him, and that we'll be able to push through and play to the best of our abilities so that we can do it for him.
Well, and I'm glad that's your mindset, Molly. Honestly, I think the narrative and the drive needs to be that both you and the boys, you're going down there to play for him. There's no expectation of winning anything, for him, because sometimes that's just out of our control. But what you can control is doing your best for him, giving it all. And I'm sure that's what you guys will do, is play your hardest for him. And everyone's proud of you guys and your efforts at region and what you've done all year. So, Molly, I always like to end these interviews with the standout student giving a shout out to their favorite, not their favorite, but a teacher who's had a positive impact on them so far throughout their high school career. And who would that be for you? Even if you have multiple, who's one teacher you'd like to give a shout out to?
Well, saying that language arts is my favorite class, I'd have to say that that's mainly because of the teacher too. I love getting taught by Lex, and I think that he's a great teacher.
That's a great shout out, and I agree with everything you say there. So, Molly, good luck at state. We're proud of you guys, and however we finish placement-wise, we appreciate the awesome season you guys have given us and the way you've honored Daniel and each other and continue to do that. So we'll catch up again soon.
Okay, thank you.
When you're hungry for an amazing breakfast, just like Grandma used to make, visit our bakery on Main Street in Randolph. We hand make fresh pastries for you to enjoy. Supporting the Rich Rebels and thanking you for your business, visit our bakery today. Established in 1984, T7 Propane provides you with quick and affordable service. Rely on T7 services to bring warmth and comfort to your home or business. T7 Propane delivers everywhere from the Fort Bridger area throughout Bear Lake Valley. Schedule your delivery today at T7propane.com. T7 Propane, for all your propane needs.
We would like to take the time to dedicate this game to the memory of Daniel Smith.
Welcome back to our halftime show, brought to you by the station on Main. Rob, run through that first half for us.
Well, the Rebels got behind early, tied it up at 3, and then we were tied up at 7 again, Bradley, and the quarter ends with Rich ahead 10-9, and then the Rebels went on a little run to start the second quarter, had a 17-11 lead, a 6-point lead, the second time they'd led by 6. And then Tabby goes on a 10-0 run, Bradley, to end off the half.
That was hard.
And you had Molly Weston and Bray Pugmire on the bench watching, and they take a 4-point lead into the halftime. Rich shooting 47%, Bradley. 5 of 11 from inside the arc.
Which is a great percentage.
Yeah, a great percentage. 2 of 4 from three-point land. Both threes missed in the second quarter. They are perfect from the free throw line. But another stat to think about, Bradley, they've only shot 1 free throw. Tabiona, 3 of 16 inside the three-point line. That's only 19%, but 3 of 7. All 3 threes coming from Joy Gines. 3 of 7 for 43%. Overall shooting 26, but they are 6 of 9 from the free throw line, which is where they're making up the points they're missing in the on the shots. Rebounds goes to the Rebels, 15-11. But only 1 offensive board for the Rebels, 4 for the Tigers. Bray has 6, Page has 4, and for the Tigers, Sanders and Rhodes both have 3. And the other thing that I would point out, Bradley, 12 turnovers on the Lady Rebels in the first half, only 3 for the Tigers.
That's a huge stat, and it's that full court press.
It is that full court press.
It's been effective. That's not going to go away either. So hopefully Coach Lundgren's making some adjustments at halftime to be able to battle that. It's going to be Tabby on a ball to start, and you got to make a stop right out of the gate, and hopefully the Rebels aren't going to be playing fearful of fouls. I mean, you can play with 3 fouls in the third quarter. It's just when that fourth one comes, you have to sit again. So if you're Bray, Molly, or Kira, you can't get 2 fouls in the third quarter. is basically what it comes down to. But you got to be aggressive. You have to play your game. So we're going to go a quick break. When we come back, second half of action of the 1A girls state championship game between the Rebels and the Tigers, the fourth meeting. Rebels 3-0 so far, and we have one half to see how it's going to end. We'll be back after this.
Mountain Valley Cattle Company is here to support rich schools. Owners Eddie and Todd Jensen know that when it comes to buying and selling cattle, you need to work with people you can trust. That's why Mountain Valley has built a reputation for honest, reliable service across Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Whether you're looking to buy quality livestock or get the best price for what you're selling, Mountain Valley Cattle is here to help. For expert service and a personal touch, call Eddie and Todd today at 208-339-0614. Mountain Valley Cattle Company, where the cattle in your community come first. That's 208-339-0614.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels!
We are back. This has been the halftime show brought to you by the Station on Main. We got just a minute to go, Rob. You have a few more stats to share with us here.
You bet. Let's go point-wise, Bradley. So Bray Pugmire was 7, all in the second quarter. When the Rebels went on a little 8-0 run, she was a main part of that. Paige Smith with 2, Brindley with 2, and Molly with 2 threes for 6 points. For the Tigers, Macy Rhodes, much better half than she had last time against the Rebels. She has 7. Cadence Pippi with 1 from the free throw line. But Joy Gines has been hot from three-point land. She has 11. And Talia Allred, 2 points, both from the free throw line. So other than Macy and Joy, nobody's hit a shot from the floor for the Tigers.
That is an interesting stat there, and we've got one half to decide who wants this state championship, and both teams take the floor. As I say, Tabiona will start with it. It's kind of crazy, Rob. The Tabby crowd is loud and everything. Nothing like yesterday, though. It's almost like the wind got taken out of their sails a little bit. I think we're all tired after yesterday's game, but then you see the student body over there. They're doing just fine for the Rebels. Pippi has it on the right wing now. She dribbles around and hands to Rhodes up top. Rhodes drives to the hole and not able to finish. Great rebound from Smith. Heading the other way. She passes ahead to Argyle. Argyle back to Smith. Great press breaker there. Weston now has it. She thinks about the 3. She gets it into Smith. Smith from the elbow. No good. Rebounded by Rhodes. Rhodes gets it across half court. Dribbles to her left, being defended by Hatch. Good defense there. They're going to get her for a travel. I thought they were going to call a foul there. But yeah, travel, and the Rebels get the ball back.
Just the 4th turnover on the Lady Tigers, first one of the half. But here comes your full court press.
Weston gets it ahead to Pugmire, and she travels. Yep. Definitely a forced travel there.
At what point do you see Coach Lundgren return the favor, Bradley?
Right. We could see that coming up here. I guess we haven't seen yet. There hasn't been a full court inbound yet for Tabiona. But Tabiona with the ball now after that turnover, after that travel. Rhodes dribbles to her right. Pick and roll, and the Rebels are there. And Smith gets it on the ground but stands up with it, and so they're going to call a travel. She was trying to get a better angle to pass it out to someone. So and the turnover bug continues.
Yep. Resets the shot clock for the Tigers. Oh.
And wide open, Rhodes on the inbound. I don't know how you lose her. Weston passes over to Smith. Smith back to Weston. Weston, a great find to Pugmire. And Pugmire tries to get it ahead to Hatch, and that's tipped away by Rhodes out of bounds. Rebels desperately need a score here on this possession. As looking to inbound, Smith passes it up top to Argyle. Argyle looking to the inside, nothing there. She passes to Hatch, then over to Weston, who comes up top to get it. Hatch. Weston tries to get to Hatch, it's tipped away. Hatch gets it, puts one up, no good, but gets her own rebound, passes it back out to Argyle. Fresh shot clock, 30 seconds on it. Weston has it up top, passes back to Argyle. Argyle over to Smith. Rebels working it around, trying to get it inside to Pugmire, which they do. She turns and faces. They try to tip away from behind. She has to turn and give to Weston. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Weston stops, skips over to Argyle, then back to Weston. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Weston's going to have to put it up from deep. No good. Rebounded by Pippi. All the wrong things happening for the Rebels right now. Rhodes gets it across half court. She gets a screen from Sanders. Drives and dishes. Gets it to Gines. Gines hands to Sanders and then to Pippi. Pippi passes it to the other Pippi up top to Gines. Gines to Rhodes on the left wing. 10 seconds on the shot clock. She turns and gives to Gines. Gines gets it to Pippi. Pippi goes inside and it rolls in. Tigers up 8 on the Rebels. Weston up ahead to Argyle. Argyle to Hatch. Hatch puts one up, no good. And the Tigers try to get the rebound. It goes out of bounds.
Got to get some offense going right here, Bradley.
So Dottie Morse in for the first time today, along with Lacey McKinnon.
14-0 run going back to the second quarter for the Tigers.
So in for the Rebels, 4 sophomores and a junior. Weston has it. She drives in and no good. Morse gets fouled on the rebound, though, and that's going to be on Rhodes, I believe.
Yep, it is on Macy. That'll be her second. First team foul in the quarter.
So not near enough fouls on Macy yet for her to alter her game. She'll continue to be. Morse gets the ball inside, puts it up, no good. Tabiona fumbles the rebound again and goes out of bounds. The Rebels just getting lucky right now. We got to start finishing. 4:53 to go. Rebels down 8. Smith looking to inbound. She gets it to Pugmire. Pugmire puts it up and in. Boy, we needed that. It's been a couple days since we've scored, it seems like.
Yeah, at least.
Rebels cut it to 6. 4:42 to go in the third. Rhodes gets a screen, drives in, gives it back to Pippi. And they're going to get Pippi with a double dribble. And into the game comes Allred. She's going to go in for Pippi.
And here comes your full court press again, Bradley. Already caused 2 turnovers in the half.
It's made the difference in the game. But the Rebels able to easily break it as Weston gets it ahead to Morse and then to Pugmire. Pugmire up top to Weston now. Weston over to Smith. Smith dribbles into the hole, pulls up, gets it back to McKinnon. McKinnon over to Weston. Weston tries to get it inside to Pugmire, and it's briefly stolen by Pippi, but Pippi steps out of bounds, and Jolly's going to come into the game now for Smith. Okay, Fabrizio wants a timeout.
It'll be a full.
We'll go to a break as well. You're watching Lady Rebel Basketball. You're listening to Lady Rebel Basketball online at mylocalradio.com and at 98.3 KDQ FM.
Hey, it's Hunter here with Les Schwab. Just want to let you know we have America's Best Tire Warranty. It's now available at all Les Schwab Tire Centers. It includes our no-hassle road hazard protection, free tire maintenance, and a 60-day ride satisfaction guarantee included for free. Come visit us at Les Schwab Tire Centers today at 157 Bear River Drive in Evanston.
We're back here, 25-19. Rebels down. Really needing to get things going, but this full court press from Tabiona has disrupted things. I mean, if you watch Rich against Wayne, you saw that their press was affected. There was a half-court trap, but still effective. The good news is none of the Rebels have gotten their third foul so far, and we're kind of at the point where even if it happens here shortly, it's okay. The ball tipped away on the inbound. So the Rebels will get another shot at the inbound. It was just tipped away on the initial pass. Jolly looking. She finds Pugmire, hands to Weston. Weston for three, and no good. Jolly with the rebound. Gets to McKinnon. McKinnon's going to try for three. Get in there. No good. This time rebounded by Rhodes. Rhodes dribbling to her right. Guarded by McKinnon. She kicks it out to Pippi. Pippi for the long two. No good. Rebounded by Weston. Yeah, but works out much better for the Rebels if it's off of a miss. Yep, and Jolly, I think Jolly thought she had an open three, but then thought to pass, and she travels right on the right wing. How many turnovers is that, Rob?
That is 3.5, and Isabella Gines, number 5, into the ball game for the Tigers.
What's our total for the game, turnover-wise?
15.
You know, and this happened to North Summit in their championship game just a week ago, winning the number 1 team, and the turnover bug just killed them. Gines for three, good. Rebels down 9 now, probably the biggest lead Tabiona's had in this game.
Biggest lead the Rebels had was 6.
The big thing is the Rebels cannot panic right now. A lot of basketball to be played. McKinnon drives to the hole, puts up a shot, and good. And that's exactly what we need from Lacey. She has a great skill set. 28-21 now. After that, a drive and floater from McKinnon.
Her first points of the ball game, Bradley.
Gines has it on the wing. She drives in and dishes back out to the other Gines. Isabella Gines with it up top. She passes to Rhodes. 28-21 with 2:42 to go in the third. Gines thought about the three. She hands it off to Joy Gines and then skips over to Rhodes. Rhodes drives and kicks it out to Gines. Gines pump fakes, goes to the hole all the way and in.
5 quick points for her.
Weston quickly gets it ahead to McKinnon. Weston passes to Jolly, and then Pugmire gets a great drive to the basket and finishes. She drives baseline, able to finish. Rhodes now on the other end has the ball, gets a screen from Sanders, drives in and dishes it out. Giants for three, no good. Long, rebounded by Weston. Weston passes ahead to Jolly. Jolly over to Weston. Weston to McKinnon. Back to Weston up top. Jolly skips over to McKinnon. McKinnon drives in, puts one up, no good. Rebounded by Pugmire. She puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Gines. She gets it across half court, passes it up to Rhodes. Minute and a half to go in the quarter. Rebels down 7, 30-23. Rhodes has it. She kicks it out to Allred. Allred drives baseline. She's going to kick it back out top to Rhodes. Rhodes drives and dishes to Sanders, and Sanders finishes. Back to a 9-point game. McKinnon gets it ahead to Weston. Weston passes over to Pugmire. And Lundgren's going to take a timeout and talk about it with a minute 9 to go in the third. We'll go to a quick break and be back after this. You've been listening to Rebel Basketball online at mylocalradio.com and at 98.3 KDQ FM.
Hey, it's Hunter here with Les Schwab. Just want to let you know we have America's Best Tire Warranty. It's now available at all Les Schwab Tire Centers. It includes our no-hassle road hazard protection, free tire maintenance, and a 60-day ride satisfaction guarantee included for free. Come visit us at Les Schwab Tire Centers today at 157 Bear River Drive in Evanston.
Welcome back. We are here at the state championship game between the Lady Rebels and Lady Tigers, and the Lady Rebels in a bit of a tough spot right now. 32-23 in favor of the Tigers with a minute 9 to go in the third.
Bradley, we mentioned it at halftime that Macy Rhodes and Joy Gines were the only ones that had hit a shot from the floor. Well, correct that now. Peyton Pippi, Isabella Gines, and Michaela Sanders all with shots from the floor, so they've involved a lot more players on the offensive end, and that's opened things up.
It's always a recipe for success, the more people you get involved. And the Lady Rebels, they just need to remember how good of a team they are and just start playing their game, be comfortable. Weston has it. She kicks it to Hatch, and Hatch, a great pass to Pugmire, and Pugmire not able to finish. Luckily, Smith there for the offensive rebound. She keeps it alive. McKinnon up top. That's the other thing. We're just not finishing shots that we usually
normally
do.
Would get. Yeah, Bray just needed to use some glass on that one instead of going straight at it.
Hatch skips it over to Smith. Smith looking to drive, dishes to Weston. Weston dribbles over, skips it over to Smith. Smith gets to Weston, who flashes to the block. Weston, a great pass into Pugmire, and Pugmire almost gets the and one, but she's going to go to line to shoot two. I don't know how Molly's pass got there.
I don't know.
It was a wraparound.
Yeah, it was a nice wraparound. This is only the second trip to the free throw line for the Lady Rebels. Bradley Bray went
all game?
1 for 1.
All game or of this half?
This game.
Wow.
Tabiona has not shot a free throw in the third quarter. I shouldn't say that because that'll jinx him.
Pugmire's first is up and good.
Bray with 5 points in the quarter.
8-point game, 32-24. Her second is no good. Rebounded by Smith. Smith able to get it out to Weston. Back to Smith. Smith. Good defense there from Tabiona because Smith had Pugmire on the backside. She tried to get it there, and the Rebels are going to be able to keep possession as it ended up being a tie-up. And so Rebels are going to look to inbound here. Cadence Pippi back into the game for Joy Gines.
A little bit of defense for offense, I think, there, Bradley.
Yep. Pippi's big. Smith to inbound. She's looking. Gets it into Hatch. Hatch is open. Gets it in, and she is fouled. So she's going to go line to shoot two with 17 and a half seconds to go in the third.
Fouls on Macy Rhodes, her third. First trip to the line for Brinley, obviously, since Bray's the only one that shot free throws so far.
Hatch's first is up and good. Another make will cut it to 6. 32-25 now, favor Tabiona. Hatch's second is up and no good. Rebounded by Giants. She gets it across to Rhodes. 10 seconds on the clock for the end of the third. They're going to isolate Rhodes. McKinnon does a good job. She gets it out to Gines. Gines looks to drive baseline. She gets it to Rhodes, and Rhodes gets it off in time and makes it. Everything going right for Tabiona right now. Back to being 34-25. Well, back to being a 9-point game going into the fourth quarter. Rebels are going to really have to dig deep here, Rob. We'll be back after this, the start of the fourth quarter.
When was the last time you got to stay at a hotel that had an indoor waterfall and a fish pond? Or a hotel with a swimming pool, a baby pool, and 5 hot tubs? At the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming, you'll get all of this, plus an amazing complimentary breakfast. You can even reserve a suite with a private jacuzzi for 2. The rates are so affordable that every time you're in Casper, you and the whole family can stay without breaking the bank. The best hotel in Casper is the Come On In and Suites. Make your reservations today and come on in.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
We are back, start of the fourth. Rebels down 34-25. Rebels are going to really have to dig deep. And officially, nobody in foul trouble for the Rebels, Rob. So hopefully a lot of aggression this final quarter of the state championship game. Rhodes kicks it out to Gines. Allred now with it in the corner. She gives back to to Rhodes. Rhodes hands to Pippi. Pippi kicks it to Gines. Gines thinks about the three. Gets it back to Pippi.
Shot
8
clock
seconds.
at 5.
Gines puts up a long three. No good. That would have been a huge play right there. Pugmire got the rebound, brings it across half court, gets it to Smith. Smith kicks it to Argyle. Argyle had 3 threes yesterday. It'd be nice to get some more from her tonight. Smith drives and hands to Weston. Weston passes to Argyle, 14 on the shot clock. Argyle drives in, kicks it back to Weston. Weston, a great find and Hatch on the opposite block. On the other end, Pugmire able to steal the pass and finishes. I want to see a blank stare for Tabiona that we've had lately. It sure would help. Pippi has it now on the other end. She drives baseline, goes up, no good. Amidst the contact, Pugmire gets the rebound. Weston gets it ahead. Oh, tipped away by Pippi. That was off Tabiona, yep. Tabby doesn't like it, but you and I had the correct. We don't have a lot of good angles, but we had the right one there. And Pippi did tip that.
Much better position this year than last year for calling this game, Bradley.
Inbounded to Argyle, who gets it to Weston. Weston inside to Hatch. Hatch kicks it to Smith. Smith pump fakes and goes to the foul line and shoots, no good. Rebounded by Hatch. That was all because Smith drove in there and created havoc. Skip pass over to Smith, then to Argyle. Weston now has it up top. She gets it into Pugmire. Tipped away from behind. That's the game plan. She turns and they're tipping it. Rhodes gets the rebound, or the steal rather. Goes down the other end and finishes. She has been so tough tonight.
Nobody stopped her on that one. And Tabiona takes timeout.
36-29 now. Still in favor of Tabiona. Rebels had a little bit of a run there.
30-second timeout. Tabiona.
Macy Rhodes with 13, Bradley, and 6 rebounds. But nobody stopped ball on that drive. She went straight to the hoop.
5:57 to go in the fourth quarter. Rebels have to get going now. Time is their enemy. There's only 6 minutes left in the game. Down 7, which they can chip away at, but defensively they just cannot slow down Rhodes. What does she have so far, did you say?
13 and 6 rebounds. And
which in a game when they've only scored 36, that's a lot for her team.
Yep. And the the shooting percentages got flipped in that third quarter, Bradley. Rebels shot 20% from the floor. The Tigers 60.
So out of the timeout, Rebels with the ball going against this Tabiona press. Rebels got to get it across, and they're going to get a foul on a Pippi on Pugmire.
That is Cadence Pippi. That's the first foul of the quarter on either team, Bradley. And if you're the Rebels and you get in trouble and need to foul, you got a long way to go to get that 5.
Pugmire inbounds to Weston. Weston crosses half court and gets it into Hatch. Hatch passes to Argyle. Argyle gets a screen from Hatch. Goes to the basket and puts one up and is fouled.
That was a little dipsy doodle there, Bradley.
Yep, good way to draw the foul for Argyle.
That is Joy Gines' foul. That is her 4th.
So I imagine she may come out here.
She's been quiet this half, this half with points.
Argyle's shot rolls in, cuts it to 6.
Cass's first points of the ball game. Those 3s that she hit yesterday against Wayne were huge.
Yep. Big foul shot coming up. This would cut it to 5. It is up and just rims out. But Pugmire gets it, puts it back up. No good. We just cannot finish at the rim like we usually do. 36-30, 5.5 to go. Smith, good pressure there. They hand to Rhodes, who's being guarded by Weston. Rhodes drives to the hole. No good. Rebounded by Hatch. Everyone wanted to travel. It was close. Weston now with the ball. She passes to Smith. Smith on the right wing, gets it to Pugmire in the corner. Pugmire for 3, good! Was that a 3? 2, it was a long 2. Nonetheless, 4-point game now with 5:06 to go in this game. Stolen by Pugmire, and there's no one ahead of her. There's nobody ahead of her. Doesn't finish, tipped out of bounds by Tabiona. Poor Bray has had so many that are so close, but it's okay. The Rebels are in a good spot here, just down 4 with the ball underneath. Sanders is not going to check in.
Isabella Giants, number 5, heard footsteps, but Bray all alone on that one.
Long shot, missed by Argyle and put up by Bray, and it's an and one. Rob, put that down for play of the game if we survive this one. That cuts it to 2. 36-34 with 1 foul shot coming up for Pugmire. There's plenty of time left in this game for the Lady Rebels. 4:48 to go in the 4th quarter. Pugmire going to the line.
Bray's 2 of 3 from the free throw line today.
And that is no good. Smith fighting for the rebound. Oh, they're going to call her for a foul.
Page is a magnet for the rebound. I thought she had that one. That is her 2nd foul, only the 1st on the Rebels in the quarter. 2-point ball game, and the Tigers have the ball. Here's a press.
Allred with the ball. She passes back to Rhodes. Rhodes does get it across the head to Allred. Allred gets into the key, finds an open Giants in the corner. She kicks it to Rhodes up top, 20 on the shot clock. Lacey McKinnon coming into the game. She checks in. Offensive foul on
Sanders.
On the screen, is that what it was?
Yep. That's her 3rd foul. And here comes, got a revolving door coming off the bench from the Tigers.
Giants for Giants.
Isabella,
so our job doesn't change. What we say.
And here comes your press. Molly with the ball.
She gets it back over to Smith and then to Weston again. Weston crosses half court, skips it over to Hatch, back to Weston. Weston over to McKinnon. McKinnon gets a screen from Hatch, gets it to Pugmire. Pugmire drives to the hole and in! And 1! Ties it up, 36.
And that is Saunders' 4th foul, Bradley underneath. It was a 4-point deficit with 5 minutes to go, Bradley, and in 1 minute, the Rebels have taken the lead.
Pugmire's shot goes in. Rebels up 37-36. Rob, when's the last time we were in a dogfight with Tabiona?
Let's see, 4 times. Oh.
I'm all right with that call.
Going to get a blocking foul on Molly Weston. She's trying to stop Macy Rhodes from making the corner.
But I was hinting at less than 24 hours ago.
Yeah, well, that's true. I thought we were just referring to the girls' team. Yeah.
But yes, these teams have had 3 battles already. Rhodes gives to Pippi. Pippi skips to Allred. Allred, pump fakes and hands to Rhodes. So we got to keep on Rhodes. She's a game changer. She hands to Isabella Giant. She kicks it out to Allred. And they're going to call a foul on Weston again.
That will be Molly's 4th. First lead in the ball game for the Lady Rebels, Bradley, since it was 17-16. And here comes Cass Argyle into the ball game for Molly. We said in the pregame show, Bradley, one of the keys is going to be that whistle, and Molly's going to have to watch a few minutes of this one.
And fouls really haven't been a huge burden for her so far, but ball is inbounded to Pippi. Pippi no good. Rebounded by the Rebels. And yep, that's a travel. Hatch got the rebound, but she fell in the meantime.
And that gets a new shot clock to the Tigers. Still down a point. The possession arrow in favor of the Lady Rebels if you can get a jump ball.
So Tabby to inbound. Allred the inbounder. She does get it into Pippi. Pippi right into Sanders. Sanders turns, hands to Rhodes. Rhodes loses
Jump ball.
We got
and possession arrow goes to the Lady Rebels.
That's big, so the Rebels get the ball. But now we don't have Molly out there, and they're going to press.
Yep.
Into the game for Tabiona, number 10, Joy Giants.
with 3 minutes, Bradley. I don't know if you roll the dice on that one. You need Molly's ball handling skills.
Well, she won't sit long.
Tabiona's trying to play with 6. Get Sanders off the floor.
So Smith, the inbounder, she gets it into Argyle. Argyle up ahead to Hatch, and then Hatch to Smith. Very nice. Great press breaker. Smith passes over to McKinnon. McKinnon to Argyle. Argyle over to Hatch. Up top, Hatch gets it into Pugmire, stolen away by Rhodes. And Tabby's going to get a timeout. Good call there by Fabrizio as they were in trouble on the baseline. We'll be back after this. Lady Rebels up 1 with 3:04 to go in this game.
We offer rebates on energy-saving products and equipment for our customers. For example, your home's heating and air conditioning system draws significant amount of electricity during certain times of the year. We offer cash back for heat pumps, which use energy-efficient technology to heat and cool your home. We also offer rebates on appliances and smart accessories like smart plugs and smart switches. Really, for anything that draws electricity in your home, we usually have some type of rebate to offer you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
We are back. Lady Rebels up 1. Rob, you said that it's a 12-2 run in this quarter?
Yep, for the Lady Rebels, 12-2 run.
3:04 to go. For Rich, it's Pugmire, Smith, McKinnon, Argyle, and Hatch. All red. Passes up ahead. They do break the press. Pippi has it. She kicks it back out. Rhodes has it now. She kicks to Allred. Allred over to Gines in the corner. Gines dribbles to her left, hands to Rhodes.
Half the shot clock gone.
Rhodes back to Gines. Gines thinks about the three. She drives into the paint, kicks it out to Pippi. And Pippi touches the ball last second. She could have let it roll away. But it goes out of bounds, so Rebels get the ball back. Huge forced turnover there for the Rebels. And we'll see when Lundgren's going to put Weston back in.
I would see him use a timeout here if it gets close to the 10 seconds, Bradley, but they get it across.
Smith gets it across, tipped away into the hands of Hatch. Smith with the ball now. She kicks it over to Argyle. Argyle pump fakes, kicks it to McKinnon. McKinnon to Smith. I hate being up 1 because all it takes is a basket to lose the lead. Argyle has it. 4 seconds on the shot clock. She puts up a 3. Oh, just rims out. How would that have been? Pippi with the rebound. Gets it across half court. Rhodes with it underneath. Kicks to Pippi.
They're going to foul on the drive. That's only the 14th foul.
And it gets Weston into the ball game.
Yep, it'll put Molly into the ball game. She is going to come in for Cass Argyle. Less than 2 minutes in the ball game, Bradley. Buckle up.
1:51 to go. Rebels up 1, 37-36. All red to inbound. She finds Gines. Gines for 3. No good. Tipped by Tabiona, but they save it. New shot clock. The other Gines for 3. No good. Pugmire does get the board this time. Minute 38 to go here in the game. Feels like it's been 37-36 for a quarter.
Well, since 4:05.
McKinnon passes up top to Pugmire. Pugmire goes to the hole. No good. It's blocked. Hatch, a great rebound. McKinnon had a 3, but it just rims out. Smith almost gets the steal. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Minute 13 in the game. Tabby with the ball back. Weston on Gines. Gines kicks it out to Pippi. Pippi to Rhodes up top. Rhodes goes to the left, and she's going to go to the line. She's a good foul shooter.
That is the first.
A minute exactly to go.
This is the first trip to the free throw line for the Tigers in the second half, Bradley, and they have scored 2 points
Gosh,
in the fourth quarter.
If McKinnon's three could have dropped, that would put us up 4. Rhodes goes to the line, shooting 2. First is up and good. Tied at 37 with a minute to go.
Watch for a timeout from Tabiona if she makes it.
They were just checking to see how many they had. They're going to set up their press, I'm sure. And they're putting Sanders back in to defend Bray. So that one did fall. 38 to 37 now. Tabby up 1. Ball inbounded to Weston. She gets it over to Smith. Smith.
Going to get a timeout from Coach Lundgren. 7 seconds, and they were only a quarter of the way up the half.
Yep.
The half court anyway.
Oh, and here comes SpongeBob SquarePants, the most intense time in the game. We're going to go to break.
We offer rebates on energy-saving products and equipment for our customers. For example, your home's heating and air conditioning system draws significant amount of electricity during certain times of the year. We offer cash back for heat pumps, which use energy-efficient technology to heat and cool your home. We also offer rebates on appliances and smart accessories like smart plugs and smart switches. Really, for anything that draws electricity in your home, we usually have some type of rebate to offer you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
We are back. Rebels down 1 with 53 seconds to go in this game. State championship on the line. Weston gets the inbound. She's got plenty of time. Gets it across to McKinnon. McKinnon hands to Weston. Weston over to Smith on the wing. Smith gets a screen over to McKinnon. McKinnon back to Smith. Smith drives, hands to Hatch. Good! Hatch with the huge finish.
Shot clock's off, Bradley.
Defense, Rebels. Rebels are up 1. 25 seconds to go. Rhodes with the ball.
And timeout from Tabiona.
We're in a tough spot. We got to make it. We got to make a stop. Got to make a stop. That was a great drive from Paige.
And a nice dish to Brindley, and she finished.
Rob, I love that it's Brindley. She has been such a team player all year. Senior. Sometimes these seniors don't get talked about as much as the underclassmen, but Bray has been fine with that by her play, and it would be nice if she got to be the hero tonight.
The challenge you've got, Bradley, is you're already in the bonus for the free throws, so any whistle sends the Tigers to the line.
And obviously they're going to have Rhodes drive to the basket.
Yep. You know that's what's going to be.
She can draw fouls.
Well, you've got Molly back in the game. She has 4, but if she can make a defensive stop, it's worth it.
Right.
Giving her the chance to play her defense.
Yep. No, there's nothing for her to, hold back on right now. So I don't think this is going to overtime. Maybe if foul shots get involved, maybe. But
yeah. The other thing you got to do is catch the rebound if they make if they miss. And
I like our chances with Pugmire and Smith being on the floor, and Hatch.
The possession arrow's going towards the Tigers if there's a tie-up. And how early do you take the shot in the shot clock or in the game clock, Bradley? Because you got 22 seconds. If you don't hit it, you need to get another attempt.
If I'm Tabiona, I would immediately try to score, because you're right. If you miss, you can either then foul, send them to the line, or get a second bucket. I would not, if I'm Fabrizio, I would not try for the last shot here. Gines gets it to Rhodes. Rhodes drives in, kicks it back out to Pippi. Pippi puts up a bad shot. Rebounded by the Rebels. Rebounded by Weston. And she's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Emily Weston's going to have a heart attack because her son had to do this yesterday.
Her brother. Oh, you mean you're talking about her mom. Emily, yes. First trip to the free throw line for Molly in the game. 9.5 on the clock.
Molly has 2 shots here with 9.5 seconds left. Her first is up and good. Rob, she's gone to the gym a lot this summer.
Bradley, if you hit this one, do you intentionally foul to make it so
Yes.
they cannot shoot a three?
Yes.
Oh, Coach Lundgren's already saying he wants a timeout if she hits it.
Weston's second is up and just rims out. And Tabiona's going to take a timeout.
6.9. That was down and came popping back out.
And a Tabiona player fell. I mean, there was a lot that happened right there.
Yeah, the rebound was easily accessible. Anything but a three, Bradley.
Yep.
You think Rich and Tabiona could go to an overtime game?
Yeah, it's happened before, I've heard.
I bet they could go to triple. Yeah, that ball was on the ground.
So you're right, Rob. We can't give up a three here, and they have 3 shooters, 3-point shooters out there. It's not Rhodes' game, but it's certainly the Giants girls' game. But I don't know if we're going to be able to see here very quickly what Coach Fabrizio wants to go for. If he wants to go for the win,
They got 6.9. They've got to take it from 3/4 court down the.
Rhodes gets the inbound. 5 seconds on the clock. She gets a screen. She passes it. All red for 3 in the win. No good! The Rebels are the champions!
Lady
Coach Lundgren
Rebels
got his championship!
4 times have taken down the Tigers. 4 times this year.
The Rebels come back from behind. Heck of an effort by the Lady Tigers.
That 3 looked good from this angle, Bradley. It definitely had a chance.
I am so happy for Coach Lundgren. He's wanted this so bad, and obviously so have the girls. The Lady Rebels are state champs, 40-38. And you know what, Rob? If the boys can win, I'm not going to feel 1 ounce of sadness for Panguitch. I feel sadness for the Lady Tigers, especially
after last night's boys
and
loss.
Macy Rhodes. She has a ton to play for, obviously. I think the world of her and her parents. Hats off to her, but so excited for the Lady Rebels. Wow, what a game. That was the fastest 6 seconds of my life.
Macy finishes with 15 points, Bradley.
So, Rob, during the trophy presentation that's about to take place, let's hurry and get our post-game show rolling. Play the game, Rob. What do you have?
Well, you
I'm
called it
putting you on the
early.
spot,
Yeah, Bray gets an offensive board and gets fouled on the shot, and that seemed to be a little bit of a momentum killer.
That started the run, if I remember right? The 12-2 run. So that's our D. McKay Frankham precision play of the game. Rob, do you have a Crawford Trough player of the game for us?
Well, 18 points and 12 rebounds from Bray Pugmire as Macy Rhodes accepts the second place trophy for Tabiona.
She had a great year.
She did.
Great career. She's played in 4 of these. She's been starting since a freshman.
And now you get a presentation of the state championship trophy.
And Rich just got their trophy. 4th ever.
Yeah, you better hang on to that. Looks like somebody's going to drop that one on the floor.
So the Lady Rebels won it in 08, 09, 11, and now is this 25? Is this
25,
what we're calling it?
yep.
25.
And they couldn't be happier as they get some pictures with the trophy. Brinley Hatch and Kira Jolly hanging on to that as your seniors.
Rob, is it appropriate if we say player of the game, all of them?
Yeah, well, that's true.
We'll cap it. We'll cap this season off. I mean, to come down from, what were we down?
You were down 9 a bunch of times.
Well, Rob, can we do this one more time in about 20 minutes?
Well, we'll start
minutes?
another one, but it's going to be a while before we find the result of that second one.
I'm saying, can we mentally and physically do
well,
that?
You got to hit the reset button, Bradley,
That's right.
and start again.
Rob, can you give us just a quick run through on the scoring?
Yeah, I'll do my best. So 18 for Bray, 2 from Paige Smith, 1 from Cass Argyle, 2, 4, 6, 7 from Brinley Hatch, 7 from Molly Weston, none bigger than the free throw that she hit.
Right, because that made it so that they...
It was a 2-point game, yep. And then 2 points from Lacey McKinnon. And I would say the offensive boards in the second half, Bradley, 1, 2, 3, 14 offensive boards by the Lady Rebels in the second half. Those second chance points proved big. We've been watching a lot going on out on the court, Bradley. I've given them the best I can, but I need to know if we need to set up a new screen set to start the boys' game or whether this is a continuous feed.
Yeah, we're going to go to we're going to go radio silent for just a minute. We're going to get that figured out, and we'll be back right after this.
When you're hungry for an amazing breakfast, just like Grandma used to make, visit our bakery on Main Street in Randolph. We hand make fresh